Hi everyone, I'm here with a message for Libra, then I'm gonna do Pisces, and then I probably won't post for 2 days because I'm on a bit of a tear. And then I usually expend my energy, which is kind of what I end up doing. Anyway, I hope I take a break because it's a lot, but I just felt like a lot of sort of thoughts come through that just felt really excited to like turn into readings. So I'm gonna do Libra. I feel like you, of course, are having balance problems. Like maybe balancing your checkbook, balancing things with others, balancing things within yourself, balancing the fairness or unfairness of situations. I feel like maybe there's one situation that you feel like you misjudged, because you're also like a sign of judgment. It can be judgmental, but also like sort of karmic judgment, similar to Capricorn, which is actually a sign that is quincunx to you, which means in conjunct. I feel like you've been very busy. You've been keeping busy. You've been keeping on to keep on. And I'm seeing somebody sort of like in a gerbil wheel. Like you've got a lot going on, but there's something that you're like avoiding, I'm feeling, actually, that you're keeping busy to avoid. Ooh, the Lovers. I think maybe there's new love in your life, actually, Libra. And I think you're afraid to fully step into it because there's been a lot of situations where it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. You're an air sign. So I'm not saying that means you're going to date a lot of people, but it can lend itself, especially if you're in, really, actually, all the decans of Libra can be people who have, not to say that they can't have long-term relationships, they absolutely can, but they can be people who love dating, and maybe they date this person, that person, maybe it doesn't work out, so I'm sensing that you've had some negative experiences, and you're like, now this one is like really, the energy feels different. It feels like you're getting things that you didn't get like before. Like, not just, I'm obsessed with childhood, okay? Not just with relationships, but with childhood. You're getting things from this person, and it's scary for you because it feels unbalanced, okay? Because you're learning that sometimes love is like unbalanced like that, because sometimes one person's taking the load, and sometimes other person's, like, whether it's financial or whatever the load is, sometimes, or emotional, sometimes one person's the support and the other person's going through something, it's not balanced. And that's the fact of relationships. And you're coming to terms with that. It's not half and half. It's simply not. You may think it is, but there's probably things that your partner does that you really need them to do because you can't do it yourself, and vice versa. So this is the 9 of Wands reversed. I feel like you're finally letting people in. I want to read that here. Instead of like deep, it can be about deep, being deeply like guarded, but I'm reading it here as coming out of that, which is really cool. Spirit's telling me that you've spent a lot of time studying other people and studying maybe a new subject, maybe like, I don't know, like maybe you're in school, or maybe like you've been bored and you've been like, maybe at your work you're like studying, I don't know, you're studying something. And Spirit's showing me that the thing that you should be studying, not that these aren't important, but you should be, or you could be studying. Ooh, that person's really honking a lot. Like why are you studying? That's what you should be studying. So what do I mean by that? It's like So why are you having these periods where you have to be so intensely fixated? Because you do have, you will have some planets in Scorpio, which can lend itself to intense focus for periods of time. Mars, Mercury, Mars, Mercury, Venus, you know, other things. Definitely you will have something in Scorpio or the 8th house. Most Libras do. If you don't, you're a rare Libra. So that lends itself to being able to focus and like zone in on something for a long time. So I'm asking, why are you feeling the need to zone in on focus and sort of use that focus to zone out of what's actually happening in your life? If it's like you're picking things, like maybe even social media, you're like becoming like obsessed with like a feed and like not being able to come out of it, or even like looking up old classmates and looking up where they all are, or something on the internet maybe where you're like researching because I'm seeing that you're bored at your work. Or just maybe at nighttime before bed it could be, or in the morning. These are all times when people may feel anxious or listless. Or I want you to ask why. We got this card again, but now we got it upright. So I feel like you're still like waiting for, even though there's this new love, what you're waiting for to come is different than the love. Like you're like excited that this is happening, but you're sort of feeling like you were in a lot of like fear of making any choices. But now it's like it's feeling very bold. You're feeling very bold to make any choice at all. And you're also, a lot of the themes of these cards, it's like letting go of being guarded, letting go of being resentful, letting go of, you know, not knowing what to do, letting go of indecision is always a theme for Libra. You've connected with like a passionate side of yourself. You know, you are an air sign, but air signs will be opposite fire signs. And wait, what is Libra opposite? Libra is opposite Aries. Okay, so you do have a lot of, you know, you'll attract Aries type people, and you may have a career that's sort of Aries-esque. Or you also, you know, I think that for me leans, for Libra, the conundrum here is, how do I be alone? And how do I, you know, be a partner? Because you're such a great partner. And you struggle with being alone and being single. So that's what you're thinking with this new relationship. You're like, maybe I should just be single right now. I'm never single. But I think it's okay. I think you need to just like go with it and trust it. And I want to get a closing thought for the reading. And then I'm going to do a little channeling. We got 5 of Swords reversed and 8 of Wands reversed. There's been blocked communication with you and somebody, that there was like you felt defeated by them, or they felt, you know, it was like maybe like a verbal battle or something with someone. I don't know if this is someone from the past, but like, you have blocked communication with someone, maybe several people, maybe like your ex, just even, or it could be friends or family, and you're like thinking about that relationship, and that's, I don't think that's very positive for you to be thinking about the person that you have blocked communication with right now. And our final card, we already got that. Our final card is King of Cups. This person is trustworthy. The person that you're dating right now, I don't know about, you know, I don't know, people change. I don't know what will happen in 10 years from now. Who knows? But right now, this is really a good relationship. This is a good person. This person cares about others. They have feelings. And I feel that they're very opposite to the people that you've known. Now, I'm just going to tune in a little to your energy and your sort of aura and your auric field. There's a lot of like stuff floating around in your field of it almost looks like mosquitoes in a net, like little bugs in a net of the things, and it's like little negative things, and it's like so many of them, and it's you know what, you're not filtering negativity which really relates to you, because you rule the kidneys. And you really need to, Libras can be very sensitive to toxins, and also people who have Libra in the chart in interesting places. Libras can be very sensitive to toxic things. They can have like autoimmune issues. They have Virgo in the 6th house, in the 12th house. That can mean hidden health issues, can mean mental health issues. But really, Libra, I'm sorry, I'm doing this. I feel that maybe you have a headache, Libra, because suddenly as I tune into your energy, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed here. I think hydrating is one way to make sure that you're like getting a lot of toxic waste out of your body. I mean, I'm just talking in layman's terms here. I'm not a doctor. They would probably not like how I'm describing it, but to be a little more persnickety, if you want to like methylate better, meaning like your cells to like get rid of waste and not just like be full of junk, greens, like having salads and things that are green, because that is going to oxidize the body. Because I feel like there's the little toxic bits I saw. It's not only negative comments I'm hearing that you've held on to for years, and also like failed relationships that you feel are your failures, and also hurts from the people that you don't talk to. There's several people you don't talk to and you feel hurt by them, and you carry that with you. It's also, you're not like feeding yourself very well right now. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe it's like too much sugar, or like too many like greasy foods, or like you don't eat till 3 p.m. or I don't know, something very off balance. But you need to get that worked out, and you need to eat properly. But once that stuff gets wiped away, you're gonna be feeling a lot better. And that also has to do, I want you to like envision a white light clearing out any negativity from your body. And then I think you're gonna feel a lot more clear that this relationship is, you're putting so much weight on it, and it's really just like learning that like you are the sign of relationship. Life is a series of relationships, and we live and love and grow, and we don't know what will happen, and we just try and we do our best, and that's the most anyone can do. And that's my advice for you in this relationship. Show up, do your best, see what happens, don't be afraid to screw up, and take care of yourself, and let go of this toxic worry about what people have said from old relationships, and also the need to even think about blocked or whatever people that you don't engage with anymore. Just let it be. You don't have to go there. It's almost like a black hole thinking about any of those dynamics. You don't have to revisit old things, maybe some negative dynamics. Some Libras will have Libra in the South Node as well, which can mean toxic relationships. And that would also mean South Node conjunct Sun, which can mean that you would put a lot of focus on the past in a negative way sometimes. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be forward looking. We can also think of it as the duality that Libra, you rule the kidneys. One kidney is the past and one's the future, okay? We got to balance these, or one's the present and one's the past, however you want to look at it. We got to be okay with the past, with letting it go. Honestly, it's not happening anymore. It's affected us. Maybe you're into analysis and therapy, because Libra is a sign of counsel and being a counselor, so they may have been drawn to therapy, and also with the Scorpio placements. But sorry, I'm being interrupted by Spirit's telling me whatever you are trying to learn in therapy, you could probably teach the therapist a lot, because you are such a master of communication and and relationship. And honestly, yes, do the therapy, Spirit's saying, but you can learn it best right here, okay? Spending time with yourself. I know I just said go for it with this relationship, but here's the other half that needs to be balanced. When are you spending the time for you, Libra? When is it Libra time? Okay? When is it Libra o'clock? When is it Libra does what Libra wants? Libra gets, you know, maybe you, I don't know, maybe you need to go and get a like haircut or something, or a makeover, or like get your nails done, or some get a massage. Treat yourself. Like, you are a sign that enjoys luxury. You know, you're ruled by Venus, so don't be afraid to like indulge and do some self-care, because I'm seeing that you're gonna need, this person wants you to show up as your full self, and they actually need your support. And if it's going to be better if you are taking care of yourself, so that you can offer that love and that Venus energy that we all know and crave.